So I'm curious about how you each were raised, and like what are some of the good seeds that that were planted in you that you're from your parents that you're going to bring forward, and what are some of the things that you're going to leave behind that you want to leave behind or you've attempted anyway to leave behind.
Oh, this is a
And
good question.
Dang, we're
That's good.
delving into childhood stuff. This is
Yeah.
about to get weird.
Okay, I've got one real quick then. I was raised, my mom got really sick when I was 9 and had a chronic illness. So she was in a wheelchair and very homebound throughout all of my life, after the age of 9. She's passed away now. I think that situation forced the busyness out of her. She couldn't go anywhere that she wanted to go. And because of that, we had a fantastic relationship because she was there to listen to me. She was a great communicator. She was a hilarious woman. And I've thought a lot about that with my own kids. I feel guilty actually that I'm so busy. She wasn't given the choice. She was suddenly not busy. So I've tried to make the choice to implement those amazing listening skills that she had with me and give that benefit without having to have a terrible chronic illness. And so that's one of the things that I really have tried to bring to parenting. I would say one of the things that I have tried really hard to leave behind is that because she was homebound, she was really filled with a lot of anxiety. And so she really didn't want me to do a lot of things that worried her. And so like I really wanted, in high school, I wanted to do this program my senior year where you became an EMT, but that really scared her that I was going to catch a deadly disease. It makes no sense, but this is what happens when you get locked up. And so instead I did a CNA course, which I didn't love as much. I think I would have loved that a lot more. And so I've tried really hard with my kids. Like when my daughter says she wants to go to Hawaii to college, to not be like, oh no, don't do that. And here she goes off during a pandemic and goes to Hawaii at the very same time that Hawaii had the highest rate of coronavirus in the entire United States is when she went. And I have to constantly fight that because I grew up with a mom that was so worried and would hold me back. So I've tried to not do that on purpose because I can see that I think I would have done a lot more if I wouldn't have had that constraint.
Those are two incredible lessons to bring forward. I mean, both of those, like it's just the reacting against and the like carrying forward. I love that. Listening is like, that's magic, right? It's like so healing. I could see that in you. I can see that in you, Camille. I would love to like sit down in your living room. That would be fun.
Someday we'll all come visit.
I was raised, so my dad was in the Air Force, so I was raised a military brat. So we traveled the world. I mean, I lived for a couple years in Saudi Arabia when I was in elementary school, and they paid for us to travel. So I think I've been to like 30 different countries before I was even a teenager. But I was raised by a lieutenant colonel. So in our house, he ran it like the military. I mean, we had our jobs to do. He'd get up every morning and say, "It's dark 30, guys, get out of bed." Like he would.
Andrea and I are really similar in this way.
So, we were expected to get our jobs done pretty early in the morning, and then we could do. But on the other hand, my mom was a very fun mom. My mom, both my parents were very encouraging in high achievement. And I feel like I was very blessed to be raised in a family where they did a great job of instilling self-esteem. And I think back and I think, I don't know how they did that, but we just kind of felt like we could do anything, or, I just didn't have a lot of concerns about what's the word I'm looking for? Insecurity. And I do think that came from my parents. They were just very, very encouraging.
That's awesome. I can see where your organization came from too, obviously.
Yeah. See, it's an unfair
Lieutenant Colonel.
advantage. I wasn't raised by a man in the military, so technically this is not my fault. I was raised, so there's 6 of us, and we were all born within like 9.5 years. Like we're really close.
Oh,
So
wow.
my mom had this herd of small children. We were a little bit lower income. It was just a lot of chaos and craziness. And my parents just raised us to like, don't be dramatic. There's a lot going on here. Like we're just going to do it and we're not going to make a big deal about silly things. And like, I just remember me and my siblings only shopping at thrift stores, but we thought we looked so dang cool. Like we legit, like if my mom would try to take us to JCPenney's, we'd be like, no, no, no. Why would we go there? There's an amazing thrift store down the road. And like, I feel like we just felt like we could just wear whatever and be cool with it. Like our hair looked crazy and we were totally fine with it. Like my husband was raised so different from me. And I would talk about like going to high school in my pajamas. And he was like, ugh. My mom would literally kill me. Like your hair must be brushed. You have to have jeans. You have to have a buttoned up shirt, like very neat and tidy. And my parents were just like, hey, you do you, like be who you want to be and just rock it. Like whatever you're going to do it. And like, now I feel like I've become more insecure since leaving my parents' house. And I just look at my kids and I'm just like, just go in the world. Like if you love those plaid pants and that striped shirt, that hideous headband, like if you're going to do it, just rock it and go out there and just be proud of it. And like, I want my kids to just be good with who they are and not get carried away with all the insecurities of like, well, what will other people think? What will people think? And I'm guessing my parents raised us that way just out of necessity. Like there wasn't another choice. It was so much chaos, so many little kids, but all of us have grown up to be, the 6 of us are like literally best friends. Like we love to be with each other.
That's
We
very
have
true.
all these
They do.
memories together. We choose, like if we could go on a trip, like we choose to be together, and we all kind of have this same like really low drama. There's nothing to fight about. Me and my siblings don't fight about things because we just came out of our home thinking there's nothing to be upset about. Just be you.
Catch new episodes of the Mindful Mama podcast and other free resources, including the Mindful Mom Guide at mindfulmamamentor.com. You can listen to every back catalog episode, including interviews with Dr. Dan Siegel, Ianla Van Zant, Sharon Salzberg, and get meditations, join our private Facebook group, and more. Go to mindfulmamamentor.com now. I'll see you there.